And now we welcome in our signal caller, Tim Hasselbeck. Thanks for joining Sports Nation. We have some questions we want to ask you before things get started tomorrow night. Okay, so Tim, my first question to you is, the quarterback under the most pressure this season is who?
I believe that it's Daniel Jones. I mean, just, look at the NFC East and you look at quarterbacks. Somebody kind of needs to emerge. Obviously, Dak coming off of an injury, there'll be a lot of eyes on him. But Daniel Jones, who's now playing for a coach that he wasn't drafted by, I think needs to show that he was deserving of being chosen where he was, selected in the draft. So when you look at him, there's just been too many critical error mistakes. There have been good moments, but the bad moments have been really bad. Yeah. And I think as you kind of start to play this forward about, okay, are you getting to the second contract with the team that selected you? I think it's starting to look like it could slip away from Daniel Jones. And so for that reason, I think he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, if you're a football fan in the New York area supporting any New York area football team, I think you're very much, you're used to sadness and disappointment. But I'd like to open up the field to the rest of the NFL, Tim. Why don't you give us another team who will really disappoint their fan base this season?
Really? I think a team that could be really disappointing would be the Baltimore Ravens. Look, they're a team that's been fantastic in the regular season the past couple of years, but then have obviously, slipped when it got to the postseason. They have a quarterback that's been really exciting to watch, and in many ways he's dominated the NFL, but he hasn't played his best football in the postseason. So much talk about Lamar developing as a passer, and then you look at how this season has started, throughout training camp for the Ravens with, nearly every pass catcher missing time for a variety of reasons and having things that will linger on into the season as it relates to that. So, and then, oh, by the way, take a look at their division. It's a good division with, I think, two other teams in the division that are talented enough to win the division. So I think a team like Baltimore, super high expectations, they may not be able to meet them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we like really good vibes here on Sports Nation, so let's end things on a positive note. Tim, which team is going to step up and really surprise us this season?
Well, listen, I appreciate the question because I get accused of being generally negative. So to end on a high note, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, how about the Tennessee Titans? Part of when we look at these teams, we say, okay, are they good enough? And then let's also pay attention to their division. Well, look, the Colts are a good football team, but obviously with them and their quarterback situation, some unknowns in terms of how Carson Wentz will play. And then he was, hurt in training camp. So the team, that's ascending in their division has question marks. And then you look at the rest of the division. Jacksonville is going to have some growing pains. Houston is obviously in a really tough situation. And then look at the Tennessee Titans. They were an 11-5 football team last year and could not have been worse on third down. Look, they're going to get better defensively. Mike Vrabel will make sure of it. And then look at them offensively. One of the better backs, if not the best back in the league. And then, a quarterback that's playing at a really high level. And oh, by the way, you got him Julio Jones this offseason to go across from A.J. Brown. I actually think Tennessee is a team, that people aren't paying that much attention to that might be a threat at some point to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, well, I'm a Colts fan, so I don't love that answer, but it is understandable. So, Tim, happy NFL Eve. Thanks so much for joining Sports Nation.
See you guys.